a lot of our media, movies, magazines, TV shows, books, have this common thread of having an exciting storyline, having an exciting romance, having all of these exciting things happening, which make life worth living, apparently. And it's created an interesting culture, or rather, maybe it reflects an interesting culture, where we're always on the search for excitement. How many marriages last past a few years these days? How many relationships really last the long term? Why? Why do people cheat? Why do people fall out of love? Why do people lose interest in their relationship and in their partner? Because after a period of time, it's not exciting anymore. And it requires a commitment to the person and to ourselves above and beyond that excitement to keep building and developing a relationship. And, you know, bottom line is most people don't have the skills to keep doing that, because it requires skills. It requires knowing how to communicate effectively. It requires knowing how to diffuse conflict and to work through issues to come to solutions. It requires knowing how to calm ourselves down in a heated moment and to talk without trying to hurt someone despite your anger or fury. Relationships in the long term are challenging and have maybe moments of excitement, but it's nothing like those first few months when you meet someone and the passion is just overflowing. It's nothing like stories, fairy tales, happily ever after. It's nothing like finding your one true love or having a sultry vampire become enamored by you. Those are fairy tales. Real life is very seldom like that, and when it is like that, it's usually quite temporary. It doesn't last. So we're all searching after these fairy tales that we've been lapping up since we were kids. And we believe so thoroughly that we deserve to have passion. That passion is a thing that makes a relationship. That passion is a thing that should be in a relationship, whether you've been together for 5 minutes, 5 months, 5 years, or 50 years. You know what? That kind of passion doesn't last, because that kind of passion isn't driven by what it takes to build a relationship. That passion is driven by pheromones and excitement and emotions and newness. And those things don't necessarily form part of the recipe of a long-term relationship, maybe only in the beginning. And maybe there are a few lucky couples who have very passionate relationships and who can stick it out over the long term with that passion. Maybe they have very, very strong physical connection or attraction. I've heard about it, I've never seen it though. And at the end of the day, now all of us are kind of sitting around wishing and hoping for these magical moments that we were told about when we were kids, and now every time we go and watch a movie or something, and it's not happening, and we keep thinking to ourselves, what's wrong with me? This relationship must be wrong. this must not be the one, right? This isn't the one, because if it was the one, then there would be this passion and this like undeniable feeling that I would know that we were meant to be together. Sorry. The more we keep looking for that, the more we're going to keep looking. Because every time we find it, it only lasts a little while and then it goes away. It's based on energy, it dissipates. It's not sustainable in the long term. So, relationships are built on communication and on commitment and on honesty. And that excitement in the beginning of a relationship is not an indication of your chances of success. I've always told myself and told other people who've asked me for advice, don't make long-term commitments in a relationship in the first couple of years. Definitely not in the first year, because it falls under that excitement phase. Generally speaking, there are some exclusions, but generally speaking, it takes time to really build up that willingness to commit and to get through that excitement phase, to start seeing really who am I and who is my partner, even when we're not feeling lovey-dovey about each other, when we're absolutely hating each other's guts, when we've been living together and he never puts the toilet seat down, or she never cleans up after herself, or this and that, and you're getting on each other's nerves. Can you deal with that kind of stuff together? Can you work through the challenges together? Can you, in spite of your frustration, in spite of your hurt or whatever it is that you're going through relating to your partner, can you breathe, deal with that, and then still talk to them and tell them about what you've gone through, tell them about what you've experienced and how you're working on it and how you'd like them to support you. So the skills to build a relationship can always be developed at any time. It's not like we have an expiration date on like, okay, I've reached this age and I'll never learn anything new and all my relationships will only ever be what they've always been. Well, we can always learn, and it's always up to us to be willing to learn. So really reflect on what are your values within a relationship. How do you define relationships? What are you looking for really in a partner? Are you looking for a fairy tale, or are you looking for a real person who's going to have lots of flaws and who's going to help you face your flaws, which will be a very uncomfortable experience? Relationships are difficult because we bring out the worst in each other, because we force each other to see the worst in each other, and we still have to deal with that, ideally together. All right. Thank you very much for watching. You're going to see me next time.